So, hello guys. What's up? Um, um, I'm going live because I've never done a live on YouTube before. So I said, let me give it a shot now and see how it goes. So, as you can see, my topic, as you can see, my topic, babe wants me to talk about my peen. My peen, yeah. I don't know exactly what like she want me to talk about it, but she want me to talk about it because to to give y'all info and to update y'all on some of my changes, and that's just one of the changes that she was going crazy for me to talk about. I don't know why she wants me to talk about my pain. I don't know why she wants me to talk about my pain though, but I'm not gonna be so um exclusive about it. Just a little bit, you know. Um, so my peen. um, so during my transition, for the first time, my pre-T, it they say that's the first thing that you start seeing changes upon, which is true. That a new voice, which is true, and I mean it wasn't, it wasn't, it was there. I had an innie V. I think y'all know what V is. So um, now it's an outie, a very big, uh, long outie. Yeah, a very long outie. In terms of size, the not the most they say it grow is about 3 to 5 inches the most. But it's different for everybody. As far as I know, because I've been, I'm still actually watching videos and researching and stuff on it, and there are some people that are take tea and they don't have any growth. They don't develop any growth at all. Like it stays just like that. So it all depends on the person and the genes and so on, and I guess the dosage as well that you take. So yeah, there's some people that don't have it, don't get any bottom growth at all, and then there's some people that do, but it doesn't grow much. It just stay at maybe mostly an inch and stuff like that. And then there's some people that have some you know you know yeah, massive growth. Um, so um, I haven't even measured mines as yet. um, I want to. Every time I tell B to, she we forget. Ah, so but it's yeah. And I'm not bragging or anything like. I have a big growth, and I'm happy for that. So, I mean, if it's like this now, I think that maybe my years to come, you might see more. Yeah. So, yeah. So, I have a bit of growth in terms of I hope they don't flag this. In terms of sex? Is it different with sex? I wouldn't say no. I don't think it's different. It's the same. Um, I mean, before, in terms of pleasuring, um, I think I like more, you know, on it than the usual. So it hasn't. I wouldn't say it changed much with sex. It haven't changed much in terms of to please me. It's the same. The only thing that I noticed though is that, you know, I take extremely. I mean, I used to, take long to, have an orgasm or before, but it's even worse now. I mean, I'm sorry for me, you know, but she, I think she enjoys it as well. So, she enjoys it. She does. And say hey, babe. Say hey, babe. Hey, babe. Yeah. Yeah. She says she enjoys it. So, mm, who am I to judge? Um, but yeah, in terms of that, it does make me take a while to
Yeah.
get off. Yeah, it takes a while, but I get, but he's fine with that, so I'm fine with that too, because then it makes you go rounds. Yeah, it makes you don't tap out so quick and stuff like that. Other than that, yeah, I mean it's good. It hasn't changed. Cause I've heard of incidents where the in trans relationships that after a while, um the person that's doing the trans, they tend to, how would I put it? They tend to lose themselves, if I can say it in that way. Because they're going through the whole um, male perspective of it. They tend to want to
Focus
show,
on the masculinity.
to focus more on
Masculinity.
their masculinity.
Mm.
Masculinity. Masculinity. Yeah. They tend to like focus on that a lot, so
And
they
forget.
forget, they tend to forget that before that it's a two-way street, and it's about both of you getting pleased and pleasure, um, at the same time. So they are more focused on to show their masculinity more, and it changes up their sex. So I've heard, and so I've read about and researched about. Um, so for some people, after a while, in terms of trans relationship, they do say that people lose themselves and forget themselves in that um, area. In other areas too, not just that, but since I'm on that topic, yeah, they tend to lose themselves in that. But I don't see me losing myself regardless. I mean, if before, especially if you were playing, or overall the dominant person in your relationship or in any relationship, you are the dominant one. You were the dominant one, but still, for if you still had that level of understanding that it's pleasure between both parties, so that's what you're looking for. I don't think that that should change during your transition. Yes, you want to show your masculinity, but it also showing that is like dominance is like masculinity, is like showing your masculinity, masculinity. So there's not much of a difference. So I don't think that a person should change or anything like that. I don't think that you should um, lose yourself and try to show that you're more masculine. Because being dominant overall just shows that okay, you have it over the person. You still, because even men, straight men, they don't. That's what. Well, they, some of them, they look about making sure the other person, which is the female, is pleased. Because that's the aim. Because why am I gonna be having intercourse with you or being involved with you, um, looking for my pleasure alone? I mean, how do people do that? I want you to be pleased too. And as far as I'm concerned, once the female perspective, your partner is getting pleased, for me, I'm gonna say on behalf of me, I get pleasure off of their pleasure, and I think that's how it is overall, and that's how you get that excitement, that urge, and so on. So, I do think that that shouldn't change. Doing, you know, you doing your transition and whatever. That shouldn't. That should keep at that level at all time. You don't have to show your masculinity to your partner um, because you're transitioning. I mean, they already seen the physical changes and stuff like that, you know, and so I don't have to. I'm gonna speak for it. I don't have to show that. So I'm just saying my opinion. I don't think that has changed. I guess everyone else is different. I guess some people do it to feel better and about themselves that they're going through this. So yeah, this is what is gonna push them by showing their masculinity. But honestly, I don't think that that should change or you should push for that. Right? But yeah, as I said, that's just some people, I guess. And I can't really speak for others. I only can speak for myself. But yeah. So differently, other than that, everything else is pretty much good. By the way, I'm officially 2 months on T. Yay! I'm 2 months on T, and this is my voice. 2 months on T. 2 months on T. And if you want to hear my voice before, there I have a video before with my voice, even with my voice 1 month on T. So you can check back my videos and you will get everything. By the way, also you can follow me on Instagram at Tanoy underscore 0205. Alright? Don't forget to like and subscribe. But yeah, to continue, as I was saying, that yeah, in terms of sex wise, I don't think that you should want to show your masculinity so much that it overpowers you, and for you to forget how to please your partner. No, because you just might end up because it's not what they're accustomed to. You know, they're accustomed to um, the partnership in it. You're pleased, I'm pleased. That's what they're accustomed to. That's what they like. So that's I love this light. It makes my lips look sexy. Oh, sorry. Feeling myself a bit too much. But yeah, I don't think that you should lose yourself in that aspect. Okay. But yeah, as I said, that's just some people. I only can speak for myself. Okay. Mm, yeah. In terms of otherwise, uh, differently from the sex, I've also heard of emotional changes too, in terms of trans relationship um, changes. But that can be for other time. I can talk about that all the time. But today we're on, my being. Sorry about that. I guess phone's giving a bit of problem. Other than that, down there with the changes, I also what I see with down there is that you know when you have that growth is that you're in lame, what I would say on what other medical people would say layman terms, is that your lips, especially your outer lip, it gets bigger, um fatter, especially it depends on your growth. So as I said, I had an innie. So then now that I have that growth, like, about this, about my hand, yeah. Now that I have my growth, like, as this is so embarrassing, but I'm gonna say this. Sometimes I have to take my lips and like trying to cover it, try to make it go inside because it's just always outside. And then when you're just like a guy, when you're excited, it it gets hard. Like it just stick up and gets hard. You can literally feel it in getting hard. In terms of oh man, oh my god. In terms of uh even with masturbation, I've heard that people that even that have don't have much growth, um, they have a few techniques. Hey, I just researched these things. I honestly I was into masturbator, so yeah. So, but I'm kind of getting there. It's necessary. Anyways, in terms of they have some techniques, you know, for pretty transgender guys, for that situation. Um, so, you know, I mean, as I say, it's not everyone has the same changes. Everybody is different. Everyone is different, and I first I was researching it a lot, and I watched videos and stuff like that. And once I did it, once I started tea, um, there were some changes. Even till now, there are some changes that I see and that I'm questioning and wondering if I'm doing something wrong. Because um, well, I watch this and this is not happening to me, or I watch that and that's not happening to me. But everyone's scenario, everyone's changes is different because it all depends on the person. It all depends on your genes. It depends on a lot of things. Sorry. So it all depends. Everyone is different in terms of bottom growth and all. Body wise, everyone is different. Okay, so that's what I have noticed because I used to get depressed on it, like highly depressed, especially in terms of my bottom growth. I was depressed. I was like, I wish it could be just a tad bit more. I had a little bit more length. But yeah, everyone is different. You can't expect for because it happened to that person, it's supposed to happen to you. No, that's not how it goes. So to me, yes, researching on it is good, and watching videos and stuff with other trans people is good because then it educates you so that you don't have to go in it um, wondering or lost into it. But then again, it's I don't think I would recommend it in terms of for you to expect what happened to them to happen to you. No, that's where it gets puzzling. That's where it stresses you out a bit. I don't know why I wear pink on the blue. Like that's smart to know it. That's smart. um. Anyways, yeah. You can't expect the same changes to happen to you. Don't expect that. Expect something totally different. Okay. And I don't know if because naturally you're not supposed to be stressing and stuff while you're doing it because stressing tends to create other hormone that beats the fact that you are taking testosterone, and then it will come like it'll kind of come in like no use to you. So you're not supposed to be stressing in a type of way. So and I know that can make you stress. Trust me, I know about dysphoria, and I wouldn't say a lot, but I have some to an extent. Like for instance, I kind of have chest. I don't chest dysphoria. Um, I have small breasts, but still, I wish I had it more flat. And because m- my breasts are small, breast are small. My nipples are big, so I do workouts and so on. I've seen improvement in terms of my chest. They got even a tad bit more smaller because once you're on T, it it distributes throughout your body. Your breast tissues don't develop as much, and after a while it's like it's fades. So I even do workouts, and it's gotten a bit smaller. But what I kind of don't like is that my nipple is big, so that's what you see protruding throughout like every shirt. Um, it's like it's always pointed. Yeah, it's always pointed, so you will see it. But then It only certain times it will bother me like that, not um constantly, right? Because there are even times that I don't wear like trainers. I don't wear trainers. I just put on a vest. I I just put on a vest and I go about my day pretty much. And I'm fine with that sometimes until, maybe I pass in front a mirror or something, or somebody have to point out that, Tanoy, or most people still call me by my birth name, Tanashi. Your titties are pointing, or they're like, you're, they're pointing, they're so straight, and I'll be like, yeah, I know, I know, and they'll be like, you got something. I was like, no, I didn't get anything. They just always pointed, for whatever reason. They just always pointed. So that's a little bit of my kind of dysphoria, you know. But it doesn't. It's not something that I would say I stress majorly about. It's not something that I stress about per se. So so that I'm kind of fine, right? But they have other persons that it highly bothers them. So my advice to you is that don't expect everything to happen like this so fast. And sometimes you in itself can help by you not having, or having to stress about things that you're uncomfortable about in terms of your body. Like, they have binders, and believe it or not, I don't own a binder. Actually, I don't. But I think I'm investing in one, because of those times that I noticed that I'm shooting, and I don't want that look. But I'm investing in it. So yeah. By the way, if you have any questions, you can ask. I'm happy to answer. You know. Thanks a lot, Denise. Thanks a lot. So yeah, that as I was saying, I think I'm gonna invest in one, in a binder, because for those times that that I don't want my guns to be shooting, um, and people to be pointing it out and stuff like that, because I feel that's most of the time that when that bothers me is when people point it out, and it's kind of a bit annoying. It is. And then in terms of bottom dysphoria, uh what I would say about that, I don't have much, because then, as I say, I have a good amount of growth. So I'm kind of fine with that. In terms of surgery and all that, once again, as I say, I'm not thinking about it right now, because I'm fine right now with it. I can't speak for the future. I don't know what the future holds. So for now, I'm not really thinking about um, bottom surgery. But what I would really like is, to have that. Not really for it to be seen, but I think also I'm gonna invest in a packer. A packer. Yeah. A packer. Yeah, I'm gonna invest in one, because um to once again, to tell you the honest truth, because where I am doing it, at home doing it, and when I say home, as in the Caribbean, it's it's a tad bit more unnoticeable, or should I say unnoticeable? Is it unnoticeable? Okay, it's not all that serious. Um, in terms of someone doing a transition here, okay. Uh, you can go on my profile and see a video of me talking a bit more about that, and I guess you will understand what I mean by it's not serious and it goes unnoticeable, because whereby I'm doing this transition and so on, and wherever people here are more they more describe you by your genitals, and that's just what it's. So even though I'm going through my transition and so on and wherever, um it's just gonna forever be, differently from if when I changed my name officially. From, and even I think even after when I changed my name, they're gonna be like, Tanasha. They're gonna be like, oh, um, you're a female. You're gonna forever be a female in my eyes. That's with some people, not everyone, but most people, right? So, I mean, other than that, there are times that I will be at, like, maybe a fete, because we have a lot of those, a fete or a club or whatever, and then people will have this look at you. Is that a boy or a girl? Like, so, you know, I get that look a lot. People even straight up come and ask me that, you know, because they don't see much of any breast, because as I say, I carry small breasts, so you don't see it as much, and as well as I said, until my guns are shooting, you know um but differently from that, they will come off and they'll be like, um let me feel your, let me feel down there, to see what you got. And somewhat I just feel, I don't want to offended about it, especially too that I know that I don't have um something, so like when they grab they feel it or whatever. But even, I mean, that still don't bother me as much. I'm kind of fine with that too. So, when some people come off and be like that. I won't say I have some dysphoria, but not much. Especially with um lower my belt. Eh, lower my belt. But yeah, I don't have much dysphoria down there, cause you know what you got down there. In terms of how my partner feels about down there, she's pretty fine about down there. So yeah, she's fine about down there. So I mean, if she's fine, who am I to complain or uh, change, unless I want further changes? You know, right? In terms of other body changes, differently from my growth, As I said, I've been going to the gym, I've been doing some workouts, so shoulders are getting massively wide. And I'm building a bit of muscle. Trust me, you didn't want to see me before I was. My arms were puny. This, yeah, that's my shoulder right there. So, yeah, so that's me. It's my shoulder and everything. So in terms of body wise, I've seen lots of changes. Not just I've seen changes and stuff like that. As I say, if you have questions, I'm open, very open. I'm open to questions and willing to answer your questions. All right. As I said, you can also follow me on Instagram at Tanoy underscore 0205. I'm also on Tumblr, Tanoy Caribbean FTM Life. You can check that out too. You can follow me on there as well. And like and subscribe here. I appreciate everyone, and I will appreciate every one of your questions, and I really like your views, on how you like my journey so far, and you know, you can also comment on my video if you think that you need if I if you th- sorry if you think I any improvements, let me know. Talk to me, and the better for you. All right. So I'm signing out. Thanks, thanks everyone for watching.